We've been talking a lot about the skill that expert players bring to the game, but there is also luck in the form of dice in backgammon, and that's what gives us the highs and the lows of the game. In the semi-final, Fredrik Bentler, the head of the Danish Backgammon Federation, met Arildo Idso of Norway. I'm just going to look at a position here. So this position, what are the winning chances of white here?
Well, his chances of winning this game are only 2%. And I'm going to ask Chris, what are his chances of winning this match and then the set and then the tournament?
Okay, so from here he has 2%. When he hits the checker with an ace, then his chances go through the roof to 8.5%. But having done that, even if he wins this game, he then has only a 30% chance of actually winning the set from 3-6 down. So his chance of winning this set are 0.6%. He then needs to win another set to get into the final, so we're down to 0.3%. And assuming you rate his opponent as equal in the final, is 50% to win that. So overall, his chance of winning the tournament from here are 0.15%.
And that translates into roughly 1 out of 700 times. So black is like an overwhelming favorite, and from this point, white has about a 1 in 700 chance of winning the tournament. And this is the reason that backgammon is such an interesting game to all of us. The percentage of people on the planet who play backgammon is tiny, but those of us who do play backgammon, we love it. We play it for decades. We play it for our lives. And we think it's a very interesting and fascinating game. And one reason that backgammon is so interesting is that all sorts of bizarre and crazy, unbelievable things can happen, and they do happen. And this did happen in the tournament. And the challenge for a backgammon player is, when something like this happens to you, when you get very unlucky, how do you respond? And different people respond differently. Some people respond by going on tilt. Some people respond by steaming, and they just lose all rational emotions, and then they start making very bad decisions from this point on. But on the other hand, there are some people who are cool, calm, collected, and serene, and they are able to weather the storm. They're able to take this kind of adversity and still make good decisions from this point on.
And that's what you need, and I think it's the ability to stick with it as well when you're down and not give up, you know, because you always do in backgammon have that tiny chance to make it through. So Chris, I think you can remember how the position went from here. Yeah,
and again, just to support Paul, people think that all mind games are the same, but they're not. And if you play things like poker and backgammon, you need different skill sets to play each game successfully. Some people can make the transition between the games, but they're actually very rare. So let's just look at how this game finished. And he obviously Ariel hit the ace shot and put Fredrik on the bar. And we won't go through all the moves, but we get to a position like this a little bit later on. Fredrik's still looking pretty calm there. He knows he's going to win this game 93%, 92% of the time. Ariel now rolled 6-1. He brought his last checker in and took a checker off. He then rolled double 2, and a beginner may play safe and play something like this, just taking off one checker, but in these positions you have to be super aggressive. So he played 1, 2, 2 twos, 3 twos, 4 twos, took 3 checkers off. Fredrik's still on the bar, and he stayed on the bar. Ariel now rolled double 1, and again you need to be aggressive, so he did the best that he could and took off 3 checkers. Now Fredrik entered with a 1-5, and is still now a favourite in the position. But backgammon being backgammon, Ariel chose this moment to roll double 6s and took off 4 checkers. Now Fredrik's not looking quite so calm and is probably just a slight underdog, but he rolled a 1-5, came out to his opponent's bar. Ariel now rolled 4-2 and took a checker off and played the other checker to his ace point. Fredrik finally got up ahead of steam and now rolls 6-5. So at last now Fredrik has actually become the favourite again in this position, and again his body language, I was watching the game and he relaxed just a little bit.
He's gone down and now he's come back up.
He's gone up, he's come up, but his expression remained the same. And I have to say, I watched him throughout the match, and his expression remained the same all the way through. The perfect gentleman. But Ariel just decided to end it at this point and roll double 4, bearing off the last 3 checkers, winning the game and giving himself still some chances in the match.
We've got some footage from the match, so let's go and see if we can catch the players' expressions while this is going on.
Frederick was a huge favourite, 1 set up, leading 6-2, I think, and had borne off 14 of his 15 men. So Ariel had a maybe 6 or 7% chance to win that game, and then he has to win the next 2 games, and then he has to win the next set. So he's huge underdog to win the semi-final, and with some good play and good luck, he won the game where his opponent had only 1 man left to bear off, which was incredible to watch, and I was glued then and I watched the rest of it, and he won the next game and the next game to win that set.
Was it a difficult match?
Oh yeah.
So what happened? What were the key times in the match?
There were many. So, but there was one crucial moment was when Ariel had to produce a 1 and then win from that point. And he did.
He had taken all his checker off except 1, and I had to hit and win from that position, which is very unlikely.
Do you know roughly how likely?
Well, somebody said 7%.
Yeah, I think actually if you played perfectly, it's almost 8, but almost no one plays it perfectly, so it's probably around 7, give and take. Yeah, and then Ariel had to win from there, and if you add it up, I think you were like probably 1 in 100 you would win this semi-final. Yeah, approximately. But it was good fun and exciting.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, how are you going to play in the final?
How?
All right, great. Thanks very much, guys. Well done. So Arildo Idso of Norway is the first finalist of the London Open 2010. In the other semi-final, our very own British giant Julian Fetterlein played against Mario Saccheri of Italy. It was a tough match, but Julian made it through. He's now a finalist again, but can he be a champion? So Julian, you're through to the final of the London Open.
Yes, very pleasant indeed.
Yeah, so you're pleased to be through?
Yes, delighted, and I've got myself psychologically sorted out to accept losing in the final again.
So you don't think you're going to win?
Definitely not, no.
Have you played your opponent before, Ariel?
I know he's meant to be a very solid player, and someone told me that he has lots of clever strategies at the game.
You'll act accordingly, will you?
Yes, but seeing as I'm expecting to lose, I don't really have a problem in finding a way around that.
Well, Julian, I can't say I hope you lose, but good luck in the final. This is Arildo Idso from Norway, who's now in the final. How are you feeling about being in the final?
Oh, I feel great.
Have you played Julian before?
No, I don't think so. First time.
Do you know anything about to play? Have you heard anything about any rumours?
I think he's quite tough play.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting.
You can do anything differently from normal to try and fight it?
No, just play the usual game.
Alright, brilliant. Well, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.